Now that Pam Bondi is no longer Attorney General, will she still testify before Congress over the Epstein Files? Well, the answer appears to be no, at least according to the Department of Justice, but lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say not so fast. So last month, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee subpoenaed Attorney General Pam Bondi. They wanted her to testify about DOJ's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, Congress, you'll remember, passed a law last year requiring DOJ to release all of those files, but the department missed that deadline that lawmakers set. And so far, DOJ has released about 3.5 million documents, many of them heavily redacted, and as of today, roughly 2.5 million files remain sealed. And it's not just Democrats. Republicans are also demanding answers as well. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace introduced the motion to subpoena Bondi, and several Republicans on the Oversight Committee voted in favor of it. After President Trump fired Bondi last month, Mace said that she still expected Bondi to testify at the April 14th hearing. But the Department of Justice now says that since Bondi is no longer Attorney General, she doesn't have to testify. DOJ sent a letter to the committee saying that Bondi was subpoenaed in her official capacity, and since she's no longer in that role, they're asking for her name to be withdrawn. But lawmakers aren't buying it. Both Mace and Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna wrote to Chairman James Comer, arguing that Bondi's departure doesn't diminish Congress's oversight authority. In fact, they say it makes her testimony even more important. They say Bondi could be held in contempt of Congress if she refuses to appear. A spokeswoman for the Oversight Committee says they may try to reschedule Bondi's testimony and will be contacting her personal counsel. So we'll see what happens, whether Bondi still appears before the committee next week, and if she does, what kind of information she provides. If there's one story that has stayed in the spotlight over the past year, it is the Epstein Files. Now, it may not be getting wall-to-wall coverage anymore with other stories dominating the headlines like the war with Iran, but it hasn't gone away. It keeps surfacing. In fact, there are more questions than ever before as it relates to the Epstein Files. Will the American people ever get the answers they deserve? Will the victims ever get the answers they deserve? We'll see. I'm Brandon Richard. Don't forget to subscribe for more independent news and analysis, as well as deep dives into the issues and stories shaping our world. I'll see you next time.